Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today I'm taking a quick road trip up to Pittsburgh to visit the Penn Mac and also the Greek place next to it to get some Mediterranean supplies for a meal I'm having later, and also because there's this olive oil I really like, and also because there's this feta I really like, and I'll show you all the stores when I get there because they're super cool. If you've never been there, let's get into it. All right, so people have been asking and I'm gonna deliver. They want more ID.4 content, so I'm taking my wife's ID.4 for the day. My son's not feeling well, so they'll probably be home all day anyways, and it's a perfect time for me to steal. Let's go get some stuff for a dinner. We're having some people over later this week, and we're gonna get some real Italian pasta, sauce, cheese, olives, the whole thing, and we're gonna take the ID.4. So I can't find my other mount, so I might not have a lot of like driving commentary, but I'll try and have as much commentary when I get to charging sites as possible. Let me go ahead and flip the camera around and give you all the plan at least. All right, everybody, so here is the plan. We are driving to Bedford. I'm going to Bedford because the ID.4 sells some free Electrify America charging, and we almost never use it. So might as well use it since we're going to be driving by there. And I actually haven't been there since they updated the site, so that'll be nice, or at least I think I haven't been there since they updated the site. Then we will probably travel to Pittsburgh, do our thing, and then on the way back, I want to stop at a Tesla supercharger, do that experience, maybe do a little comparison between the Electrify America experience, Tesla supercharger experience, and then that'll probably be it. Not too much charging for this trip, but I think it'll be fun. Now, I will be honest, I haven't really done a lot of planning. I'm just gonna go. That's where I'm at in my life now when it comes to EVs. Like, I just feel comfortable going. The ID.4, I did set it to charge 100%. It only went to 82. Not sure what I did wrong. I thought I set it up correctly, but maybe I messed it up. So that's fine. But 82 is good enough. We're 120 miles from Bedford, so that should be fine. It is cold. The car says 50 degrees, but I think it's 35. So we'll probably get. Right now, we probably have, I don't know, 150 miles of range, 120, so we'll make it there. I think we'll be all right, and it'll be a good trip. And I think that's all. Oh, the battery. I am interested to see how warm the battery is when we get to Bedford, because I remember the ID.4, if the battery's not warm enough, it doesn't quite charge as well as I desire to, but it's been a while, honestly. I'm going to be relearning this car. But I brought my OBD V-Peak BLE Plus, and I'm going to check the battery temperature out once we get on the road here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be using Waze. I'm not going to use built-in navigation because I really don't like it, if I'm being honest, and we're going to get there. So let's go ahead and get on the road to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right, so before we shove off, we're at 82%, 192 miles, and then I got the OED data going here. Says we have 53 kilowatt hours of energy, or 53,000 watt hours. Battery is not quite warm enough, but it's not bad. It's 12 degrees Celsius, so that's actually pretty impressive. And I think we'll be good to go here. I'm gonna kind of pay attention and see how that rises over time, and then yeah, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and get on the road. All right, everybody, so I actually went ahead and put in where I'm going in the built-in nav just to see what it would give me, just for fun. And this is what I do while I'm driving by myself. And it actually gave me the 400 kilowatt Apple Green site, which is cool. So that means that they are, updating the locations in the nav, which is always nice, and giving a pretty good route. And this actually is a really good route. The only issue I have with it is the Apple Green is a little pricier, but not the end of the world. And yeah, so normally I probably would follow it because it is really convenient just to stay on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, but I am gonna hop off at Bedford, use the free charging. We only have like a month, really less than a month left of the free charging. We've barely used it. Might as well get a little money's worth on this trip. And I know how y'all feel. No, I know you all know how I feel about free charging, but might as well use it if I have it. If that site's full, then I'll just pop back onto the turnpike and go to this Apple Green, but I doubt it will be. All right, everybody, so I have to use the restroom, and we're at Breezewood, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pop into Breezewood. There's the little, a gas station, that's the word, gas station there I can use, and there's a Tesla supercharger, so I'm gonna plug in. My efficiency numbers have been dwindling, but I would definitely make it to the Electrify America, no problem, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug in anyways since I'm there, because always be charging. And then we'll still go to the Electrify America in Bedford to do a pretty substantial charge, like I said, because it is gratis because of our Electrify America plan, which I'm glad no one's doing those free charging plans anymore, but like I said, might as well take advantage of it. And then it'll get us to Pittsburgh. I can do what I need to do there, and then on the way back we can stop. Maybe we'll stop at the Apple Green, since I'll have done the Tesla supercharger and I'll have done the Electrify America, so that'll be fun. I always like stopping at the Apple Green, even though it's a little pricey, but it is super convenient because it is right off the highway there in Somerset. So that would be on the way back, that'd be the South Somerset Travel Plaza. So yep, we're gonna be to Breezewood in about 2 minutes, and then I will probably plug in, run in and use the restroom. I'll catch you all up, and then we'll get back on the road. We don't need to stay there for too long. All right, everybody, there are the stats for this trip. It was really windy, by the way. 106 miles, hour, 47 minutes of driving. Let's go ahead and plug in. All right, went to the bathroom, grabbed a Maison Perrier, and now I'm done. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the charge, which I have to do inside the car. 39%. And did it stop? It stopped. Great. I can, oh, there we go. I unplugged. It's always a little tough to do all these things, but here we are. Put the adapter there. And now let's get on a road to our regularly scheduled spot. We did our little jaunt there, 17 miles, 2.5 mile per kilowatt hour. Here's our trip totals. And we're gonna go ahead and plug in. We did arrive with 29% state of charge, so more than I would have liked to, but no big deal. Let's go ahead and plug in, get some of that free Electrify America juice. I went ahead and plugged in. We have plug-in charge here, so this should activate. A state of charge, 85%. This is one of their congestion reduction program, not pilot anymore, I'm pretty sure. Locations, interested to see what that would look like. Oh, hear the cabinet firing up. Tunk, tunk, tunk. We got the plan there, continue. See what it ramps up to, and then I'm actually gonna put it up to 85 just to see what happens at 85. And you would think it would only be if need be. Like right now, the site is not at full capacity. By the way, Equinox shout out, looking good. Looks like it's 2LT? I don't know, it's not a 3LT because the wheels are different than mine. Firing up here. 130 kilowatts. I feel like it should be a little bit more, but maybe that's right. But that's fine, no big deal. We're gonna charge up here. I'm gonna run inside, maybe grab a quick snack, and then we'll keep on keeping on to Pittsburgh. All right, so charging up, we're at 60%. I grabbed some tacos from Sheetz, and we're not actually gonna be here for 30 more minutes. I just wanna see what happens when it hits 85. It should theoretically stop. But while I'm eating, I'll put on some video. I'm not in a super rush to get to Pittsburgh, but yeah. There was a Mach-E down there. Like I already showed you all, the Equinox looking good, charging up. And yeah, I do like this Bedford, oh, sorry. I do like this Bedford site, right off the turnpike. Pretty good stop. All right, everybody, we're at 80%, 5 more percent to see what happens. As you can see, we're at 79, 80 kilowatts. It's kind of bouncing around right now, going into the car.
maybe a little bit getting used for heating, but we're still at 1C, so basically 77 kilowatt hour usable battery pack. We're above 77 in kilowatts, so we are a little bit above 1C, and technically with degradation we're even more above 1C, but that's always good to see at such a high state of charge. Normally I don't charge this much, but it'll be fun to see what happens. Real quick, let's toggle back to, oh, I was looking at that if you want to see all the data there. So it says going into the battery is 79, so pretty accurate. Battery's pretty cool actually, comparatively to other cars. And then let's go here. This is to the Pennsylvania Macaroni Store Company. I don't remember the exact name, but that's where I'm going. And then the Greek place right next to it. I'll take you all with me into those stores. Pretty cool place. But anyways, hour 42 minutes away. It says we'll arrive at 11. So yeah, there's that. 105 miles. We have 166, so we'll be good. I might go to the garage where I know there's a charge point so I can plug in, get some charge, and then we'll try and make it to Somerset maybe. And then I think it'd be fun to, you know, stop at Ayana in Middletown on the way home, but we shall see. All right, we're at 84%. Let's see what happens when it clicks over at 85. Will it stop? Sorry for the fingerprints and the glare. Not much I can do about that right now. But let's see what happens when it ticks over to 85. Any second now, that will happen. We've been on the hook for 27 minutes. So it really has been bad. And I would have left a while ago if I had one to do this. All right, 85%. Let's see what happens. The screen says 85. Hasn't given me a message yet. So let me let it click over to 86. And I guess, which is what they should do if there's not a lot of people here, let you charge above 85, which is how it should be. In Electrify America's defense, I didn't read whatever the QR code they have says, so they probably tell me, which is fine. But 86 didn't shut off the charge. Oh, it did shut off the charge. Okay, so maybe whatever my battery was exactly wasn't lined up. Okay, gonna move that there. Let's go see what the screen says. It says, your charging has stopped. Please move your vehicle. There it is. Let's go ahead and unplug. Now, personally, I don't know. I'm conflicted about this. Because, like, you get like a BMW i3 and it's cold. Maybe it doesn't make it to the next charger. Who knows? Even if it charges up, to 85%. So, yeah, and it's just one other car charging right now. I don't know why they would have to limit it. Now, I will say, does it really matter? For most people, no, because most modern cars at 85% are going to be able to get where they need to go. And also, especially for this site as well, there is, you know, another charger at Apple Green, which is not too far, maybe 50 miles away, which is pretty reasonable. So I get it, but if the site's not full, let people charge. That's my personal opinion. I also too wonder, maybe, like, would it just be better to increase the price after 85? So instead of cutting it off, just increasing the price, so if people need it, they can get it, but they're going to have to pay a little bit extra to take up more time, which, if you know, that probably makes more sense to do. But I don't know, leave it down in the comments below. What do you all think people should do? Electrify America, other charge point operators. All right, so 86%, 170 miles, and again, I've already forgotten. This is like, was 100, 110, resume drive, 105. So we should be good. Let's get on the road. I drank too much water and I had to go to the restroom again. So here are numbers for that. Man, I drank way too much water. I'm gonna stop drinking water so y'all don't have to see me keep stopping. But we're at Apple Green, so I figured, you know, I'll set this bad boy up for the plug-in charge. I think this is actually Auto Charge Plus, and then charge a little bit while I go to the bathroom. All right, everybody. Well, it wasn't in there for too long. It's only been almost 3 minutes. I wasn't able to set up plug and charge, but I didn't have the Volkswagen, so I wonder if you can only, I need to have a separate vehicle set up, so not a big deal. Gonna go ahead and stop. Quick little charge here, always be charging. Not that this one was super beneficial. I noticed, so these are the non-oil cooled cables from Amphenol, and they're not as long. I actually tried to park where I pulled in straight forward to see if I could do that, because I prefer to pull in, and didn't work out, so I had to reset everything. But there's that. Put this dumb plug in. Go get in the car because it's really windy and cold. Look, that's the wind I've been dealing with, everybody. Look at that. Full mast. Woo. I'm actually gonna go on the app real quick and see if I could set up Auto Charge Plus now that I added the ID.4 to the Apple Green app, and just let you all know if that's what you have to do if you have multiple EVs. So I just checked the app, and it looks like you can only have one car with the Auto Charge Plus, at least per account that I'm aware of. So if anyone knows that to be false, let me know, and then I will try and fix it for my end, because obviously Plug and Charge or Auto Charge Plus is much improved experience as opposed to having to use the app to activate. But hey, so let's get on the road to Pittsburgh, and let's check the timing now. There we go, 72 miles, be there at 11:20. All right, we've made it, last leg right there, 104 miles, 2.4 mile per kilowatt hour. Definitely not driving super efficiently, and it was windy. Total trip, 2.5 mile, again, super windy, so not shocked. And it's cold, but not super cold, 37 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm here at the charge point that I've used before. Gonna go ahead, plug in, and then go run my errands I need to do here in Pittsburgh. We are all plugged in, getting power. And let's go to Pennsylvania Macaroni. We're only, oh, there we go, 6.2. We're good to go. All right, here we go. All right, I'm back in the car. We're at 43% state of charge. Here's the plan. I'm gonna go to a Tesla supercharger that is at a Giant Eagle, which is a grocery store. I need to pick up some stuff for dinner / get like a cooler bag to put some cold things from the Greek place, a bunch of feta cheese, so it stays nice and cool. So I gotta do that, and I might as well charge up. Then I think my plan will be to get enough charge to go to Middletown, Maryland, to go to Iona, just, because when in Rome, go to Iona, right? And then I'll be able to get home, and that'll be a trip. Maybe I'll stop by the New Market site just to see if any construction has begun. Probably not, but hey, why not? So that's the plan. Let's go ahead and get on the road, everybody. All right, everybody, we made it here, 39% state of charge. Let's go ahead and plug in. All right, everyone, I'm plugged in. And actually, I'm gonna bump up this charge level just in case. You never know if I get tied up. And charging. That's coming. It might take a while. Still blinking white. Let me double check the app, make sure I press the button. All right, I got it. I forgot with the ID.4, it actually prefers you activate then plug in. My Equinox doesn't care, but the ID.4 seems to be finicky. And we're charging up. Probably aren't gonna get very impressive charge rates. Yep, just 77, that sounds about right. And the battery's probably cold, so whatever. But we're going to Giant Eagle, and that's our main goal here, to get some ice and get some steaks. All right, I'm back from Giant Eagle. Got a steak, some ice to keep all the goodies cool, so that's good. Only in there for 15 minutes. Packed everything, and we're at 66%, which is probably good enough to go. Let me put, I think maybe, let me see how far Bedford is. Maybe we could go to Bedford, charge up there, and then go to Iona. I'm not sure if we'll make it to Iona, but I can certainly do the calculations. Or if I only have to wait like 5 minutes here and we can make it to Middletown, that would be ideal. So let's go ahead and put that in, and I'll get back to you in a second. So we're definitely not going to make it to Iona in one fell swoop. So I say we leave and we go to
Bedford. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name. Charge up there enough to get to Ayana. That's the plan. Let me unplug and then get on the road. Yeah, so this is 98 miles away to get to Bedford. Let's do the much better plan, and we can unplug. I always forget with this car, I have to go to charging and press stop charging, and we're good to go.
Forgot to mention, everybody, this was a V4 dispenser, so it makes the cable getting to the car really easy. Can't wait till these are mostly everywhere, and that'll be a great experience. So let's go ahead, get this bad boy off, and then get on the road. All right, we've made it 96 miles, 2.9 mile per kilowatt hour, hour and 21 minutes driving. Here's our full trip. Lots of cars here. Volvo, Lucid just rolled up. Let's go ahead and get plugged in. We're 16%. I'll plug in, then I'll figure out my life, and then we'll see what we do next. All right, everybody, so we have a little bit of a predicament. You know, I was talking about how much I don't like an 85% charge thing, but maybe pay a little bit more. But we got 2 cars waiting here, and then a full site. So there's that. But we'll, you know, charge as much as we need to get to where we need to go, and then we'll be courteous to these other drivers.
So right now we're at 120 kilowatts. Could be site limit because it's maxed out. That's most likely the scenario, which is not a big deal. And actually we can go to here, and then here, and here. Oh, we gotta connect first. Connected, dashboard, Bjorn style. Yeah, we're just getting 316 amps, and we should be getting 500, but I forget when it starts to walk down in the curve. It's honestly been a hot minute. So yeah, let's see how much we need to get to Ayana. All right, so it just says 89 miles to Middletown, so not too bad. We have 78, so maybe we'll charge up to 60% and then jet off. Let these Ioniq 6 and Mach-E charge. Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's see how long that will take. We go, nope, yep. And then just bump this right down to 60. It says it'll take about, end at 4:12, so 10 minutes. So sounds good to me. All right, we're at 58%, 2 more percent, and we're gonna unplug. Still pulling 82 kilowatts here. There it is. It says less than 5 minutes. This says 410. We're not done. Okay, it's approximate. It's an approximate.
All right, we are at 60%. Charging has stopped. I have to unlock the port. It's the worst part. Unlock the ID.4. If that's the worst part, you know, then we're doing well here, aren't we? But there's that. Thank you very much. Free charging. Last free charge of the stop, maybe ever. Now I think we're gonna take this car on a trip to Raleigh, or maybe somewhere. All right. Unlock. Let me in. All right, let's get on the way. Let me reset. Oh, sorry. Let me reset the tripometer and then get out of that person's way so they can enjoy the rest of their drive.
All right, everybody, so we're back on the road. Just a 60-minute charge there, at about 30 kilowatt hours of energy, or at least 30 kilowatt hours of energy was dispensed. So not too shabby there. Wanted to get out of the way so that the Mach-E could get charging. I didn't need to stay there for too long, so it worked out nicely. Now, it says 87 miles to Middletown, 108 miles of range, so we'll see how that goes with the wind, but a lot of this is downhill, so I think we'll probably be all right. So next time you see me, I will be in Middletown at Ayana, my favorite, reliable, well-lit, usually in good locations, so catch up with y'all then.
All right, everybody, last stretch, 88 miles, 3.1 mile per kilowatt hour, hour and 21 minutes. This is our trip to and from so far. So there it is. We're at 14%. We're gonna charge here at the I honked the horn. At the wonderful Ayana rechargery, and oh, sorry, these windows need to be cleaned. That's horrible. Anyways, charge here, and then get home. We really don't need to charge much, so maybe just like till I get back from. I need to go to grab a couple things at CVS. All right, we're here at Iona. I'm gonna pay with a card, the old Apple card, if I can find the thingy. There it is. 36 cents per kilowatt hour. What a great price. Authorizing. Thank you. Approved. You are welcome. Again, we don't need to sit here too much. Here's some noises. Love how well lit this is with the canopy. Preparing to charge. Love the screen. And we are good. We got green light on the charge port. And we are good to go. Let's see what we ramp up to. Should be in the 150s. Sorry, not 150s. That is the Equinox. In the 180s. Unless the battery's too cold. It's not. Oh, we're chugging along. 160, 167, 172. Can I get an 80? Nope. Not. That's all right. I'm cool with that. And there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and go to CVS real quick. And if you haven't seen any of my videos before, here's the Iona site in Middletown, Maryland. Super nice. 10 charging ports, 6 CCS, 4 NACs, and then you've got great restaurants here. You got Cinco de Mayo and Fratelli's. All right, everybody, I've gotten what I need to get from CVS. Now I'm walking back to the charging site here. There it is. And again, it's a great spot with all the amenities and food and stuff like that. There's not a lot of 24-hour stuff, which is probably the only negative, if I were to find a negative. And then it's a little further from the highway than I desire. And this is kind of tricky too, because you can't return, is it westbound? Yeah, you can't return westbound. If you were to like be coming west, stop here, and when I get back, you have to go a little bit of a roundabout way, but it's not the end of the world if I'm being honest. So, yep, let's see where we're at. Okay. Active sessions, select CCS, 88, around 56, interesting. There we go. 123 kilowatt average from 14 to 56, so not too bad. Seems about right. I think it gets like right around like 45, 50, it's 100, and then it's like 87, it stays there. Maybe drops a little bit below, all the way to 80%. Nice thing with Iona is you got some windshield washer fluid. And got the old dirty window. There's that. It's actually hard to do this at the same time, so just imagine me finishing this. All right, well, we've got more than enough to get home. So let's go ahead and stop this. Select, stopping. Now, why did it unlocked that time, but it didn't unlock earlier? I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe I didn't notice, but okay. Oh, these are so much lighter than the ones that were at the Apple Green. Easy to use and manipulate. And that's it. All right, so yep, we're at 64% and we're heading home. I am gonna stop at one place before we get home, but 55 minutes, 38 miles, let's get on the road. All right, here are the final numbers. I'm not at home, but I'm close enough, so I'll count this as the end. 40 miles, 3.3 mile per kilowatt hour. Total trip, 2.8 mile per kilowatt hour. We had a ton of wind getting there, so pretty good. Arrived here with 46% state of charge, 93 miles left. And it was a great trip. Missed my time in the ID.4. Definitely not as comfortable as the Equinox. I think some of the driving characteristics I find a little bit better than the Equinox, especially the steering input is a lot nicer. I don't like the braking because it's not a one pedal drive car, so I really like that about the Equinox, but that's okay. This car, however, has a little bit more acceleration, a little bit more torque, a little bit more power, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty enjoyable about this. I kind of like rear wheel drive as well, which this is compared to front wheel drive. I don't know, I like the way it feels when you're driving, going into turns and stuff like that. So, you know, they both have their good things and their bad things, but it's been a great ride. Great trip up to Pittsburgh, really enjoyable. Got some stuff, got some feta, some pasta, some bread, a couple other things, but it was, olive oil, that was the big thing. There's this really good olive oil that you can only get there, that like, or maybe you can get it online, but whatever. It was a reason for me to drive the ID.4 for you all. So that's it. If you haven't already, please remember to give a like, a subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will catch you all next time.